The chair now recognizes the gentlelady from Tennessee's 1st District for 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the witnesses for being here today. Mrs. Eversole, can you speak to the need for meaningful permitting reform and why it's essential for more pipelines to be built to ensure America can get back on the path to energy dominance? Because you said in your testimony, it takes longer to permit an energy infrastructure project than to obtain a college degree.
Yeah, thank you very much for your question, Congresswoman. It simply doesn't have to be this way. We are ready to build the projects that we need in this country to address the growing demand. And we can do it such that the energy produces affordable, reliable, and cleaner energy. And the best way to get started, API recommends a 5-point policy roadmap. Permitting reform is a key part of that. But we need to build not only pipelines for oil and gas, but we also, as been referenced on this panel, we need to build it for CO2 because this is going to take an all-of-the-above approach to meet the energy addition that the demand that we have requires going forward.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. My colleagues on the other side seem to be insinuating that we don't need any new oil expansion to maintain our energy security. And of course, you said again, which I say all the time, energy security is national security. So would you like a moment to correct the record as to why we need new oil expansion, ma'am?
Absolutely. And I'm a military spouse, and I know the sacrifices that the men and women and the families of our service members make each and every day around this country. And I think that the oil and gas industry plays an important part. Yesterday, the president announced the return to his maximum pressure campaign against the country of Iran. Iran is a net energy producer, oil and gas in particular, and so we're looking at taking more than a million barrels a day in production off the grid. And so what did markets do yesterday? They kind of shrugged. And the reason is global markets understand that the United States is now the swing producer. We don't have to be reliant on Iran or Russia. We don't have to be reliant on cartels because the men and women of this industry can step up each and every day. And imagine if we were not in a position that geopolitically we had the strength to say to Iran, enough is enough. And so American oil and gas plays a really important role here, and we are proud for what we do each and every day.
Yes, and I agree with that. Recent reports indicate that Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency may be setting their sights on the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. My understanding is that NOAA used a page out of the old playbook of using the Endangered Species Act to attack oil and gas by the way of the Rice's whale. You know, the more I read about the Rice's whale, I don't know if it's a new species they just discovered or it's an old species used to be called the Brutus whale. All I do know is it lives in the Gulf of America, okay? So what would you recommend to DOGE with regards to the Rice's whale if and when they take a look at NOAA?
Thanks for your question. Look, we need to get a biological opinion completed so we ensure that we don't have any interruptions in productions in the Gulf of America. It's very clear that energy produced in that area is among the cleanest barrels of oil produced on the planet. It benefits not only consumers here in the United States, but as we just discussed, it benefits our allies around the world.
Okay, thank you for your answer. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you.